Coaches, Rick Stewart of All Access Coaching. I'm really excited to bring you this free video, and make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below. And if you hit the like and subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload new content. We're uploading 3 or 4 videos every week.
So CHAMP, most of our stuff is an acronym, so it means something for them to memorize. So if we say CHAMP, it's choose a middle or a post. So it's just telling them, helping them remember word-wise, okay, what is this play? And basically, a lot of what we do, we're a progression-based team. So we work across the field and scan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we also have a lot of ways to simplify it and work half field. Now, we do not do a whole lot of, we're going to work, like let's say you have double slants on this side and you have fade out on this side or whatever. We don't do a lot of that. I'll talk about that in the second session. But we do have ways that we split the field post-snap. We do not do a lot of pre-snap when we work this side or that side. So most of our reads to determine the side of the field are post-snap. So what we're going to do is read a weak safety, or we might read a Mike linebacker, or we might even key a corner, but somebody's going to tell us post-snap which side of the field we're going to work, and it simplifies it for the quarterback. So the whole thought process behind CHAMP for the quarterback is really easy. I'm going to find the weak safety, okay? And it's a 3-by-1 play only. We only run out of trips, and we are going to put almost always the single guy into the boundary, but we're going to find the weak safety. So if it's 1 high, it's just the middle safety. If it's 2 high, it's going to be the safety closest to the boundary. And all we're looking for is really simple, is whether it's a 1 high side or a 2 high side. But what's a little different about us, if that safety is inside the hash, then for us it's a 1 high side. We're going to work the 1 high side. Because generally with all the quarters everybody's playing and all the stuff they're doing, if that guy is inside the hash, he is coming back to the middle, and it's almost like a middle closed look. So he'll carry number 3 vertical, or he's going to help rob somebody. If he's inside the hash post-snap, then we're going to work the single receiver side. Now, what we're throwing, we call a greed. And a greed is basically, it's kind of drawn up and kind of looks, funky, but what we're trying to show with this right here is it's a back shoulder throw. And we should throw back shoulder all the time. It's one of the biggest things about who we are. We try to never overthrow go routes. We have routes where we'll tell the quarterback, all right, let it rip, this is a shot, don't underthrow this. That's what a post is in our offense. But on a greed or a back shoulder throw, we're going to back shoulder it every time. And I'll go into the details of that in just a second, but we're never going to overthrow it. We want to give the guy a chance. You have 0% completion percentage on balls you don't touch. So we're going to give the guy a chance to make a play. So the good thing about this, though, is any 1 high deal that you have, you can run it. You do not have to run this with the back shoulder. We've done other things. We've done curl flat on the backside. But generally, we're trying to attack vertical on this, and we're going to throw back shoulder to the single. Okay? With the back's going to check swing whatever the protection is. He's kind of an outlet into the boundary. All right, so what the quarterback is reading is the same thing that the CHAMP is reading. The CHAMP is, in this picture, it's the Y, but it's the number 3 receiver. He's going to line up dead on the goalpost. And what he's trying to do is determine, is the middle open or is the middle closed? So if that safety goes outside the hash, it's probably some type of cover 2. Now, we don't see like straight up cover 2 much. What we see is 2 into the boundary, quarters to the field, split field stuff like that. If this guy comes to him, he's got to cross his face. And we're trying to end up kind of on the hash about 15 to 18 yards. So he's pushing up to 10 as his decision depth. If he feels the guy's coming over the top and he caps the route, then he's just going to cross his face. But what we're trying to hit with the Y is, if that guy will move outside the hash, we're trying to take a shot to him right up the pipe in the middle of the field. And so everything else is built in around it. So number 2 has a replace, we call it. He's just going to replace the Mike linebacker. So that if it's a Tampa type look and that Mike takes away the middle route, then we're replacing him. We've got a guy right there in front of the quarterback in his vision. And then our outside guy runs a squeeze. And we do enough with this play that you can change all sorts of things around. We could actually work several different things off of it, but that's the base read. So we're just going to key the weak safety on our drop, take a 3-step drop, and if he comes inside the hash, then I'm going to rip the back shoulder. And then my outlets become the swing and the replace. If it's too high, that safety goes outside the hash, then I'm going to try and throw the middle for a touchdown. If somebody takes it away, then I have 2 checkdowns there too. Okay, so basically you have 2 shots and a checkdown. And the good thing about it is it's really simple post-snap, so they can't fool you pre-snap. You're reading post-snap coverage, and it's always got a built-in middle open shot. So it's a really good red zone deal. It's good on first down because you have high percentage outlets. We just like it a lot. Okay, so basically, quarterback-wise, you'll see a bunch of stuff we won't go into. We call anything that's 1 high, 2 high math. for the quarterback when we teach them read. So we just say, do the math. Is it one high or two high? So the advantage on most of our routes you're going to see, and I'll talk about the quarterback stuff, but most of the stuff there's an advantage principle. So basically that's either an alert, that could be a way that tells him to read one side or the other, but he's always going to have an advantage, that he's always going to have a 2-on-1 concept, and the third fix for us is he's going to have some type of check down or something if he gets in trouble. Alright, so it'll make more sense when we watch the film. This is a really good defense. This is a team that we're basically playing for the region championship. And there's actually a tag on this. This guy's running a corner instead of the middle because we thought we were going to get man. But we put our best player, both our outside guys are really good, and we're trying to run back shoulders to them all the time. And if you, the thing about us in back shoulders is we feel like really even the coverage doesn't really matter. Even if they cloud sometimes, you can back shoulder and throw it in the hole. And it just completely changed the percentage of how we throw deep balls. Because if you look at like analytically, like in college, most of those teams, most of the studies on actual deep balls where they're just launching a fade, they're in the 20s in completion percentage. We actually threw back shoulder. On thrown back shoulders, we were 69% last year. Which, I mean, that was the most unbelievable stat probably I've been associated with in a play, is that anytime we threw back shoulders, and this is not the only play that we do that, but we were 69%. It just gives you a chance all the time. So here, he's going to work, because it's one high, he's going to work the single guy. Now, he could have also worked to the bottom, to the corner route, because it's man, but he's going to work this because this is our best player. What we want to do on back shoulders is look by 8 yards. Okay? We do not overcoach the quarterback. What we're basically doing is saying miss outside. Okay? I talked to him about throwing at the back of the helmet, but really it's just miss outside. Now, we were super spooked this was going to be an offensive pass interference, but they ended up waving off the flag and we win. So I'm sure if any of those guys were in here, they would be happy about that. Here, he's keying the weak safety. So you can't show the laser on the screen. There's the weak safety. He's outside the hash. So pre-snap, I've got a pretty good idea I may be able to hit the middle. Okay? I've got to confirm it post-snap. So he takes his drop. You can see they're playing cloud in the boundary. He's over the top, so now we're right up the middle of the field. Okay? And he needs to look as soon as he clears the mic. Rip the ball to him. Okay? So there's your too high look. So we're replacing the mic. The mic doesn't really drop. He kind of stands there, so we throw it right in the middle of the field. It's really simple. Okay? One of the ways on a back shoulder to guarantee that the guy's going to turn his head is to double movement. Okay? So sometimes we double move the back shoulder. So you're going to see at the bottom, he runs a hitch and go. Well, what happens with a hitch and go is once you hitch, if that guy reacts to it, he's going to take off sprinting and try and get back in phase. Well, then it makes the back shoulder even easier on him. Okay? He's going to have to really sprint to get to the receiver, and we're just going to back shoulder. Okay? So really easy, he just throws it, the receiver fades too. Okay? And you can see right here that you can see the middle route and cross face. He's got a head up safety. They're in a quarters over deal. So he crosses face right there. He becomes a late outlet too that you can throw to. So you throw back shoulder. All right, this is in that same game. It's a huge, long third down. So looks like they're going to bring pressure. They drop out. Okay, and he steps up and he throws back shoulder. Now, I mean, those are good players, but you give yourself a chance when you're throwing that thing back shoulder to where, percentage-wise, the guy's probably not going to get hands on it. You may get a pass interference, and if you miss, it's just out of bounds or incomplete. Okay, same thing. Watch the weak safety into the boundary right there. He's inside the hash. He's cross-keying number 3. Number 3 crosses his face. Okay, the receiver, probably, that's a good corner. Probably the receiver, if we just throw a deep ball, the corner gets back in phase, he can knock it down, but it's back shoulder, so that guy can't ever find it. So that's a deeper version of it. Sometimes it's a rip throw. The quarterback has to kind of feel it, but as long as he doesn't overthrow it, then we're good. Now, another back shoulder thing is stemming the guy. So right here we stem inside. They're playing off because these guys are pretty fast, but they're playing off. When he stems, then he's still going to look by around 8. We want him to look by 8, and then you just back shoulder throw. Now, hopefully you kind of got it at this point. There's a bunch more clips on here. We may not watch all of them. There's a safety inside the hash. Okay, now right here, this is a good example of the check down. He feels for whatever reason that he can't throw the back shoulder. He can probably, but it's a little cloudy. The overhang into the boundary is kind of dropping in his line of sight. Well, it's not dead. Just throw one of the check downs. So he's got a guy right in front of him just to check the ball down, right in front of his face. Easy check downs and easy outlets. So it's just a play that we feel like we can call all the time. Okay, there's another one of the hitch and go versions. He kind of gets the kid killed, but if he gets hit in the back, not in the head, because it's a back shoulder throw. Here's one more. Here's a cross face, just to give you a technique where he feels like he's got to cross the guy's face, but the safety is still outside the hash, okay? Because we're middle of the field. It's a little bit different. So that safety's outside the hash. He's going to throw to the middle, but the middle still has to cross face a little bit. If you watch the Y right here, you still got to cross that guy's face to get into the grass, and then he rips it in the hole. So you got to have a little bit of feel, but he's got that. He owns between the hashes. That's his deal. He owns between the hashes. Okay.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data, and you also get notified when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches.